From the title, you already know that I have set foot into Hoyoverse HQ and have made VTuber history.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
But unlike most videos on this platform who have already shown you all that there is to see in there, go check out the other videos, by the way, links in the description. I'm gonna do something different and tell you instead about my journey there, because I am an OG MiHoYo gamer. And you are nothing.
You come from nothing. You're nothing.
My journey begins back when I was in a private university. Well, actually, right when I was about to leave it. I had nothing but an old Acer V3 571G with a failing hard drive and dead keyboard. I couldn't even play Fortnite properly, so I was stuck playing The Sims 3 with an external keyboard. But I did have an iPhone SE. And guess what mobile game came out right after I dropped out?
Helios! こちらハイペリオン。状況を報告せよ。報告します。敵影は確認できません。任務危険度永久。確認を求めます。任務続行。了解しました。安全装置解除。ハッチを開きます。こちらヘリオス。巡航軌道に入ります。エアロック、減圧完了。油圧正常。観察班確認完了。出撃スタンバイ。バルキリー、降下開始まで。10、9。
Honkai Impact Third. Oh, you love Evangelion, but you don't have Asuka in Honkai Third? Think fair. You love Genshin Impact, but you don't have Fischl? Think fair. Well, I kid. But yeah, Honkai Third made everything that I have today. Dark Bonnia's boss fight was the Dark Souls of mobile gaming. When I lay in bed sad with my mattress still on the floor because I did not have a bed frame proper, I played it with the charger plugged in. And when it got hot, I had to play it on intervals of 15 minutes, cooling it down with the tiled floors. The cycle would go on for 2 years, until the cusp of a new era. Genshin Impact and Hollow Myth would launch and debut in the same month, September 2020. Two mediums on separate paths, soon set to collide. Genshin was a wild breath of fresh air in the PC gaming landscape. And VTubers, on the other hand, could now be understood without Japanese subtitles. But in the months to come, the world would change, and I, as a somewhat faceless, YouTubeless author, would change along with it.
Right, Genshin Impact right now. We are going to gacha for Raiden Shogun. And if we do get Raiden Shogun, I guess we'll end the stream. Okay, let's begin. Commence the ceremony. Oh shit, let's go. Come on, give it to me. Oh shit, that stream is ending.
But in 2024, I had a problem. A very simple problem. My name cards were out of date by 4 years. And online prices were insane. I called and DM local shops, and all they told me was it would take 5 working days turnaround time. Mind you, this was when I was invited on a Wednesday, and the Hoyo Creators meetup was on a Saturday. My training in Yakuza 0, a game approved by the Japanese mafia, knew business cards were of the utmost importance.
その前にこれ渡すの忘れてた。桐生君の名刺だよ。これであんたも立派な立場の
Damn, we got our own business cards. It's a Code Geass one. I don't know when the Code Geass one is coming out. Damn, I was multitasking. I was staring at the chat and I pressed Y. Bro, that was fast.
いいぞ。名刺交換は挨拶の基本だ。どんなに顔を売っても
I also have business cards, guys, by the way, but I haven't met anyone in person. My sisters, who were both artists in their own field, had a solution. Sunshine Plaza. Print decoration. While I was doubtful they'd deliver, oh boy, did they deliver. When I got there and asked them how fast they could do it, they told me this: $20 for 100 pieces, 300 GSM gloss. In an hour. Come back, go have your lunch. They are the real heroes of this story. So yeah, everything was ready. So I chilled out with my bros at Hoya Face the next day, relieved that I would have some form of representation for myself. After all, I manage everything by myself. I do joke on Twitter and thank my art department and my manager for rushing this, but yeah, those two people are me, because I'm still very small and I can't afford to hire anyone. For those of you who don't know the inside joke within my chat, I made a shitpost that Cyberpunk Edgerunners is about VTubers. Cyberpunk Edgerunners is about VTubers obsessed with upgrades to their models in order to become legends in Night City. They get cyberpsychosis and die, but for those who do survive, there is a chance to become a corpo. Last year, I was at the bottom of Racer HQ for the Honkai Impact 3rd Forest Capriccio online concert. Physically. I took photos with cosplayers, I brought Paimon, and I sat on the seats because Honkai 3rd Part 1 was over. The final arc, the end game, defeating Kevin, and I just wanted to say goodbye to the game I very well loved before moving on to Honkai Star Rail. And it's poetic to say the least that a year later, almost to date, I would go to the very top of Razor HQ, to Hoyoverse HQ. But there is no fairy tale ending for this. In fact, this is just the beginning, perhaps even the midpoint. There was no epic climax and finale. I didn't meet or shake hands with Dawei and everyone clapped and hailed me as the VTuber of Honkai Star Rail. But what was important then and there was that I met a lot of cool people from my own country. Something I lacked because most of my audience was overseas. And in the noise of YouTube and Twitch, we tend to forget the artists that support our Oshis, our VTubers, and even the games behind the scenes. And even I would not be where I am as a VTuber and author without my artists. So here is a quick slideshow of all those who I have met. And that's it. There's nothing really much to say, but I did have fun. It is a significant milestone for me. It is not every day you get to go to the developer's office of a game you love and play so much. And hey, Paimon had a great time too. And Paimon has a golden play button and I have nothing.
You're nothing.
But TLDR, this is not just about me making VTuber history. This is about my history as a VTuber who has played MiHoYo games. So, I'm gonna plug this. If you want to be a Hoyo creator and connect with people just like you in your country or region and meet the following requirements, click the link in the description below. I have been Minerva, and I will see you in Natlan tomorrow. Same time, same cringe channel. At HKSF Minerva only and exclusively on YouTube. Later, gamers.
Yeah, the shining golden signs. Let your inner sparking night. Fat and treasure, growing bright. Reach your phone way and take a flight. Lucky or not, at least you try. Chain up in yourself to find.
Look, Mom. I'm here. Very top of Arasaka Tower.